Body swapping. This type of genre is one of my favorites to see in media. I love the premise of one day you wake up and somehow you're in a different body, and we explore stories of how they try to find a way to get back to their original body and what they can reflect on while being someone else. You can learn a lot about life in a different perspective, especially gender. You learn about things you would never understand before, and learn new types of hardships and challenges you normally wouldn't face. I've been invested in the body swap genre all my life. I grew up watching episodes of characters body swapping with each other, to movies, to different types of media, and I just kept exploring it till this day. I love many portrayals of body swap, even if it's like trashy. I just love this theme being used in anything. As a gender bender fan, I keep up to date with all kinds of gender bender body swapping types of manga, but there is just this one manga in particular used body swap as a theme to explore psychological trauma, and this instantly got me interested before I read the first chapter. This is the story of Mr. Mallow. Mr. Mallow is a reference to Malibu tea, a herbal tea using Malibu flowers, and when you set it to a right temperature and add a slice of lemon, the colours turns from blue to pink. The appearance may change, but it still remains the same tea. This symbolism is the perfect reference to describe this and how it uses body swap in this plot. This is a story about how two people who have never met swap bodies and the effects behind it. Let's start with our main protagonist, Aoi Shizuki, a high school dropout who lives in an empty apartment by himself. From the first few pages, you can tell he's a very empty, broken character. He looks like someone with a deep past and has no value to live anymore. The reason he can actually afford to stay in that apartment at all is because the landlord cares for him, and Aoi helps him organize documents for rent. Aoi is also the type of character to like cute stuff, but he has such bad anxiety where he's worried people might judge him for liking something cute. I kinda get that, I feel sometimes insecure about liking cute things in public, and sometimes it does feel, very anxiety making and that. The one day he finally went outside to get food, he had to see the last person he ever wanted to see again. We get to see a glimpse of his past, about Aoi and this guy being friends, but the moment Aoi helped him from being picked on, the bullying transitioned to him, and it just kept going on and adding more pain to Aoi. You think his friend would try to help him the same way he helped him, but he said thank you for taking the bullying instead. From looking at his past, we now understood why Aoi is where he is today, and he is still mentally struggling with it as of now. Seeing his ex-friend standing there as a businessman and telling him to stop playing the victim, it was the final push he did not need. He just couldn't stop suffering, and this was his final breaking point. As soon as he got home, he saw a pair of scissors and tried to end the pain. The final thoughts he had was the landlord. He was probably the reason Aoi kept going. He appreciated that someone was there for him when he needed, with no judgment. But it wasn't enough to keep him alive. We then fade to a pitch black, and the next moment, he wakes up to another guy and thought he was in heaven, until he saw a mirror and saw an angel. Now, let's talk about the story of Sakura Tsumigi. Sakura is a high school girl with no friends, and she gets bullied as well. She has a gloomy appearance and personality, and it would cause people to dislike her more. But there was only one who treated her nicely, and that guy was called Minazuki. Minazuki he's just your ordinary guy. Some people find it strange how he can approach a person like Sakura, but he just gets so focused on her beautiful violet hair color. Minazuki is an approachable guy, but he doesn't connect with many people, and that is because he just can't see their faces for some reason. People's faces, in his point of view, turns into a mask. He can't tell who is who, he can't even see his own face. It's a detail like this you can tell Minazuki has a fair share of issues, which leads to this mental image of making people's faces as masks. Later on, Sakura approaches him on the stairway, and with Minazuki's mask issue, Sakura's face is portrayed as a face full of anger. Sakura then falls on Minazuki, hoping to swap bodies with him, only to wake up in an empty room, bleeding. We went to Minazuki and Sakura, and suddenly, he could see Sakura's face clear as day. How? How does this happen? What happened to Sakura? Mr. Mallow uses body swap to portray psychological issues, and by using body swap, we see characters set in the different scenarios and new environments and work from there. We know the characters who have been swapped, and it is interesting as the characters are quite the opposite, where Aoi is socially shy, and is not the type of person to be assertive due to his traumatic past, where he doesn't really go out at all, so he barely knows anything about the world. Whereas Sakura is a girl who hates life, sharing her own personal issues, and was hoping to escape it by being someone else. Sakura can still use this opportunity to make changes she wants with Minazuki's body, while Aoi has to relive his trauma it being trapped in high school again, which is kinda sad, especially when Sakura is also a bullied character. We see many themes explored in this series. We see trauma, love, gender, identity, and just trying to overcome these challenges together. One of the best features of Body Swap is Aoi can try to overcome his issues. I'm not saying his trauma will never go away. It never works. It never works like that. But he can make small steps to help him when he has this fresh experience while looking for his body. Another important symbolism, going back to the Mallow blue tea, is that it doesn't matter what the outside looks like. It's important to look inside as the true form. Aoi may be a different person on the outside, but on the inside is a man trying to find peace and hope, and with Minazuki's help, maybe he can. Though I will admit, Aoi as a girl can rarely make cute expressions, and I'm gonna say this as a hot take. I honestly think in body things where a guy is inside a girl's body, they are more cute than the actual girl. I said it. One thing I like about the use of body swap in this story is that we have a body swap story that focuses on psychological trauma, and it doesn't stray away from that. And I love the surrealism of Minazuki's issues and the expression of pain and fear in Aoi and his struggles being back in school. The art style is just beautiful, period. I love the softness of the designs. The setting feels like an actual drama and helps to add the psychological theme. And above all else, I love the use of color in the color pages. They are absolutely beautiful with the soft watercolor style, and it just creates a nice palette, like a really nice blue and purple palette. I collect these color pages like the Infinity Stones, especially the volume covers. It looks beautiful with the rain effects. One day I wish this would hopefully get an English print, because right now I'm looking at the German editions on Amazon and I'm like,
I don't need it. I need it!
as a body swap fan, someone who likes to explore psychological themes in manga, I highly recommend everyone to read it. It's a beautiful piece of work, and something like this shouldn't be ignored and deserves to be known more, especially as we keep diving into Aoi's development, trying to find a will to live. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe for future content, and comment if you've read this series as well. I would love to know if anyone else has read Mr. Mallow Blue. But yeah, please go read Mr. Mallow Blue. Thank you guys for watching, and sayonara.